Welcome back to the podcast, another one of Mostly Superheroes here in the basement, St. Louis, Missouri, with another 3-pack for you. Scotty Scoop, Sam the Sleeper from Team Jakey. This is Mostly Superheroes. I'm your host, Logan. Enjoy the show. Happy Halloween! Ooh, it's spooky. It's the Halloween special. And I didn't tell you guys that. I just decided like 5 minutes ago when I was typing up this slide, I was like, what is this episode? What are we calling this episode? We're like right in the thick of Halloween here on October 30th. All Hallows Eve, as every movie puts it. It's also very scary because the election's in like several days. And there's a lot going on. So we decided to come into the studio, have some fun. It's a Halloween special. None of us dressed up, but we're here. And I've been doing this thing where I introduce myself. I'm your host, Logan. This is Mostly Superheroes. Yeah, we're back again. Thanks to today's sponsors, of course, Team Jakey and the Stigma. Got one of them doing great mental health advocacy work here in the St. Louis area and beyond. Sam here is from the group. You're going to hear from him in just a minute. And more to say with Randy Naughton, a new podcast from local, I call her a local journalist because I know her from Fox 2 here locally in St. Louis, but she's a person with national and beyond broadcast experience. Randy Naughton is doing a great show, bringing on great guests like Phyllis from The Office. She got Michael Rappaport, who's a huge political comedian, so very timely. Check that episode out. And Tony La Russa, if you're a big Cardinals fan, just had him on the show. So check out More to Say with Randy Naughton. And now we'll go to our right and welcome this guy, Mr. Scotty Scoop.
Scoop.
Scoop-a-loo.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right. Got my flu shot today and also my pneumonia shot.
Mm-hmm.
No idea that was a thing that they did. And they said, hey, do you want this shot? I said, shoot me up. Let's go.
Do you reach a certain age?
I have no idea.
Where were you? I mean, like, where'd you get the shots? Is it like a Walgreens?
I was just doing my my 6-month checkup today.
With your primary?
Yeah, primary care physician.
Very good. Way to do those checkups. That's
6
good.
months. Wow.
Yeah. I got to go every 6 months because I take Ambien.
They check in on it?
They got to check me every 6 months to renew that.
How are you? How are you dialed? Are you good? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You're in a good spot.
Yeah.
Addiction. they make sure that addiction meter's low.
They
see how bad you drool when they say
last time I was there, they did make me do a urine test to make sure that I'm taking it as prescribed. So, I did read some crazy stuff with people who take like 7, 8, 9, 10 a day, and they don't use them to sleep, which is crazy to me.
I had a chick paint my interior of my home, like 2 rooms, and I'm pretty sure she was either doped up on heroin or Ambien.
Yeah. And that's Sam the Sleeper, folks. Welcome him.
Speaking of sleeping.
I
could be able to drop that intro in wherever I want. Like, that sentence you said really defines your personality. Welcome back, Sam. And another Scotty Scoop medical story. It's been a long time, so I think the fans always appreciate that.
There you go.
And Andy will be back, too, of course, the giggler. Sometimes we split up. It's always a little dance if all of us are going to be here or not. He'll be back again soon. In the meantime, the 3 of us are here to talk to you on Halloween. We got some fan mail. Got a few things. We'll do a What You Watching roundtable and some fun, nerdy news. And so I thought I'd open up, like, what's everybody doing for Halloween? Like, me and Carrie went to a big Halloween party. Cool Fire Studios here in town throws the Freak Fest every year. It's the party where we met, literally, 5 years ago. And so we always go. We dressed up as Paul and Prue from Great British Bake Off. And, huge hit, had silver hair. So I think I painted myself how I'll look in like 25 years, I think. So what are you doing, Sam? We'll start with you. You got 2 kids now. What's the
2 kids? This is like Ari's, he's almost 3. This is like his Super Bowl. I mean, little update on him. He thinks he's an animatronic. At this point, he's just
what's that mean?
He's full blown animatronic. You ever see like the Halloween go to like a
Chuck E. Cheese,
like a Spirit Halloween?
Spirit Halloween. You step on the thing, and they're like,
oh, he walks around all day and goes, Dad, press the button. Press the button.
That's the
Press the button. And I step on the button.
This is his Super Bowl.
He'll go.
I'm just a Halloween fan.
Yeah. Oh, massive.
What's he dressing up as?
He wants to be. Every time we ask him, he wants to be Jack Skellington. But I couldn't pin down a Jack Skellington outfit for him, so he's going as a skeleton. But he's got a face, and I didn't think he'd wear the face mask.
Jim Skeleton.
Jim Skeleton, yeah, his cousin, and he's. I didn't think he'd wear the face mask, but he tried it on the other day, and he had the face mask on for like 30 minutes just in the house,
Nice.
just doing animatronic stuff. But yeah,
you guys will do the trick-or-treating thing.
we'll see. We might stay in Kirkwood for the first time. It's our first time in
Right.
Kirkwood.
Yeah, congrats on your new place.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so we might check that out, or do the status quo, which has been drive all the way out to O'Fallon.
The family Halloween
The
type
family
thing.
Halloween. I'd kind of like to check out the new digs and see how things go in the neighborhood,
Yeah,
as Mr. Rogers would say.
yeah. And how about you, Scotty Scoop? You got a bunch of kids as well. Do you participate at this point, or are they old enough where they're doing their old thing?
I'm not participating at this point. I'm just, sitting in the driveway and throwing candy at kids.
Nice.
I got
Pelt
the
them.
16-year-old. She's going to some get-together with her friends. The 14-year-old, I don't know if she's really into it. She might walk around our neighborhood, and the 11-year-old, she's going to a friend's house and trick-or-treating with them. So, it's just
Are you dressing up?
I am not dressing up.
Oh man, not even
That's-
for the candy part.
What do
You have enough
want me
stuff
to
around
do?
your house to. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Like, if I come to your house and I'm a kid and I just see like a man with candy, I'm like, this guy is not good. Like, something's
I think I got a Batman mask in the
Yeah.
basement. I can at least
with the beard.
I can
Give
at
me
least
that
throw
Batman with the
on.
beard.
Yeah, grizzled.
All right. Well, whatever you're doing at Halloween, send us your pics. If you're dressing up, we saw. Go ahead.
What are you doing?
I had no idea now because we did the party last week.
Yeah,
so now
what was it called? The Freak Off
it's
Party?
a
Is
Freak
this
Fest.
Diddy?
It wasn't a Diddy
party.
party. It was and actually this year it was the Funk Fest. They did 70s themed.
Ah.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was so much fun.
Where's that held at?
Red Flag in Midtown, like off Locust.
Okay.
They had a band, the band Feel, which was these dudes that look like they're time travelers as 21-year-old dudes with rocker long blonde hair, like and 70s attire. But these guys can shred. The lead vocalist he's got the pipes.
Nice.
And it was like, Zeppelin and just everything else, just like pulling back the archives and the band Feel. Can't say enough. And then DJ Murph, he's done the party before, and he's like a St. Louis guy, a big
I
DJ.
went to Mizzou with him.
Really?
Chris Murphy.
Chris Murphy?
It's DJ Murph. He got a
Is
fro?
it DJ Murph? It might be Murph, and I'm saying Moff. I
Is
thought
he-
it was
well,
Moff.
Does he got a fro?
No,
Oh.
just kind of like a haircut like yours. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
did he get his haircut?
Yeah, he maybe. And so it was a great
I'll
time.
have to look it
So
up.
the night itself is open. We might just pass out candy too. I'm kind of like waiting to see if there's going to be like a last minute, like maybe we go to a bar or something. I don't know. So happy Halloween. If you're dressing up, send us the pics. Tag us at Mostly Superheroes in your social app. And now let's give some stuff away.
Fan mail.
Couple contests up at mostlysuperheroes.com/contests with an S. There's an S on the end of that. Go find it because we have tickets to a show. We've been to this one at the pageant up off Del Mar here in St. Louis. The Urge, our friend Steve Ewing, is playing at the pageant for their annual, we call it the Thanksgiving show. I hear, here locally. The Urge, Friday, November 29th at the pageant. The show is brought to you by 105.7 The Point. Opening, we have the Playadors and the Breakdowns, and we got some news. We might be talking to Steve soon. We're trying to get him on the show to come promote a lot of the stuff that's been going on with The Urge, with Steve's Hot Dogs, new locations popping up all over the place. You can scan the QR code to win these tickets if you're watching us on Spotify or YouTube. If you're listening, go to mostlysuperheroes.com/contest for your chance to win 2 tickets to the show. It is a completely sold out show. It is going to be tough to get tickets this final week. If you're seeing this, you're hearing this, go in or win these 2. We want to send you to the pageant to see Steve and The Urge at the pageant November 29th. We also have a vinyl up for grabs. Oh, I forgot to.
Oh, it's moving.
Yeah, I had some music with that. That's okay. I'll have to
Jump right in.
do that in post, Logan. Next up, we got. It's not listed here, but also we have a vinyl up for grabs from the name's escaping me. And I'm the one that picked it. Many Eyes is the band, and we got a vinyl from them up on the website. Now we'll do some news.
News and rumors.
Couple fun things. We'll bounce around a little bit, but we're going to start where I want to be. Marvel Studios, MCU stuff, upcoming MCU movies. Captain America Brave New World is set for February 14th, 2025. Thunderbolts, with the asterisk, right after that, May 2nd. Then the Fantastic Four First Steps will be July 25th, 2025. And here comes the news. Scotty Scoop got this one for us. Avengers Doomsday will be coming out in 2026 on May 1st. And in between the second Avengers film, Avengers Secret Wars, date TBD, we got the announcement. Spider-Man Homecoming 4 is what it's saying here from this screen rant, but it's really just the fourth Tom Holland.
Say, yeah.
It's Homecoming's not in this title.
Yeah, that's
This
weird.
is from, and this is like a recent article from Screen Rant, but they're helping us out. The fourth Spider-Man movie from Tom Holland will take place between these two epic Avengers films. So definitely going to make
Between these two, Fantastic Four and
no, right there how they're
Avengers
listed.
Doomsday
Oh.
and Avengers Secret
Gotcha.
Wars.
Absolutely. Sharing the screen, you can see this list from Screen Rant. So yeah, Scotty, thoughts on this? Excited. It's obviously going to impact the story to have a Spider-Man, the fourth Spider-Man film tucked in between these, especially looking back at how that last Spider-Man movie ended. No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Yeah,
know,
just spoiler alert
yeah.
for the movie. Nobody knows him. He's is on his own Spider-Man. He's got his homemade suit, and he's just kind of full on broke Peter Parker without a name.
Yeah. Nobody knows who he is anymore. He's lost all his friends, his family. What are we going to see Spider-Man in any way, shape, or form in these other 4 movies to lay any kind of groundwork?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what a situation, because that's such a big plot thing to have in the mix of these two Avengers films. Because
Yeah.
are you going to resolve this to where everyone does remember him, or is it going to be like he just kind of does a grassroots? You get to know this
starts
kid,
over. Yeah,
which we're all in for, because that's how Spider-Man really does it.
Yeah.
In his stories. So more to come, but exciting news for sure.
Yeah.
And I like this slate too. It's a nice clean slate. And then going into Marvel Television with a little movie news mixed in, there was an amazing teaser released for the MCU titles coming the rest of this year in 24 and in 2025. I actually got the scoop on this one. I scooped Scotty on this.
Scooped me.
I was like, "Are you seeing these trailers?"
I was like, man, I'm working. And Logan's like, hey, have you
Slacking.
seen the trailers?
And I'm working too.
Yeah.
Obviously on looking at these trailers, and there's a look ahead Marvel Studios titles coming out on Disney Plus, and I'm just gonna randomly go through them. Deadpool and Wolverine, the movie, coming out on Disney Plus November 12th. What If animated series, the 3rd season, dropping in December 22nd. We get a first look. Just everything I'm mentioning, by the way, there's this 2-minute clip out there. If you Google first look Disney Plus MCU, that's a 2-minute clip. Everything I mention here is shown. Pretty much a teaser of every title I'm mentioning, and it was so great.
A good 20, 30 seconds for almost everything.
Including the What If show I just mentioned, also including Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the animated show coming out January 29th, 2025, right around the corner. Probably my favorite in the mix, Daredevil Born Again, Matt Murdock coming back to the screen. In this teaser, we get footage of him, Fisk, Punisher. This show is back. It looks gritty. They're not messing around. Kingpin is at a level right now that it's going to be a fun show. Ironheart, we met Ironheart in Wakanda Forever, and here comes the live action series coming out in June 24th, 2025. Can't wait to see that. Marvel Animation, Eyes of Wakanda, the Black Panther TV series, August 6th, 2025. Then we have from Marvel Animation, Marvel Zombies will come out right in time for Halloween in a year from now, October 2025. And that's great because it looks just like the zombies, like in What If.
What If,
yeah.
The same style.
That's what I was saying. It's got to be pretty similar, right?
There are a lot of Marvel zombie comics out there.
And so they're going to pull from all
So
that.
they're probably going to pull from all that.
I loved that. What if?
Good time to get into a little zombie comic action if you're want to see what they might be doing in that show. Yeah, I love What If as well. That's going to be great. And then lastly, Scotty, I know this was one I feel like was is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? I mean, we got footage.
It's happening.
It's happening. Wonder Man.
Simon Williams.
Yes, December 2025, and it already looks awesome.
Yeah.
He's an actor.
Yeah. He's an actor, and we saw someone else in that footage
Who was it?
from the Iron Man movies, the original Mandarin.
Oh yes, Ben Kingsley.
Ben Kingsley.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, and he was in Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi, where he, was the, outed as an actor.
Yes, and he had him like.
And it looks like he may be directing.
Yeah, and he goes, "This is a
some
big
of this
deal for
stuff."
us.
Yeah.
This is a big deal for us." I laugh at everything he's in.
Yeah.
We can bounce around a little bit here. What I saw in Daredevil Born Again, I mean, it was so great. There's some characters in there that I didn't even know. He was fighting somebody in a suit in a hallway, and I was like, "Who is that?"
Yeah, I couldn't really tell. I didn't get any like freeze frames or
The
anything.
dad from Miss
Miss
Marvel.
Marvel? Yeah.
What kind of lawyer are you? A good one.
A good one.
That's a line from Spider-Man No Way Home as well. That great cameo. We've had these little teases of Matt Murdock in that movie, Spider-Man, in She-Hulk. We've had Kingpin in Echo. And Hawkeye.
Hawkeye, yeah.
And I've heard rumblings of a Hawkeye season 2.
One can only hope.
It's like that was your favorite.
Yeah,
I don't know if it still is.
Clearly the greatest.
It's
Marvel
really
show.
good, and it's
What was-
it's Christmas time. It's
It
time to watch
is. Well,
Hawkeye.
almost time.
Was that a Christmas time
Yeah.
show?
Yes,
was that with
in
the
New
hot
York.
girl, the younger?
Yeah.
And
Hawkeye?
him, and
Yeah.
Clint.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey, you watched that with the fam?
yeah. That was good.
6 episodes.
I
Christmas.
enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw it.
It's fun.
You're a fan.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, this is great. This got me jazzed. I didn't know this was happening. It felt like to me like a little Comic-Con was happening or something. It's just one of those like streaming trailers that we
Yeah.
get for everything, and they got some good stuff rolling out. So Marvel stuff to come, and we'll get into some sports. And
Baseball is happening, I guess.
Baseball.
you got me and Scotty's takes. Sam's sleeper, take it away.
Oh my God! I usually
Yankees, Dodgers.
I am not usually watching the World Series that intently if the Cardinals aren't in the mix, and I mean they haven't been in the mix in a little bit here, but specifically Game 1 of Yankees Dodgers in this World Series was crazy, and so I'm really watching this. Let me paint a little picture. We got the Dodgers, we got the Yankees. Yankees have probably won 27 World Series.
Yeah, most.
The Dodgers have won 7, I think. So I'm rooting. I don't like either marketplace. I don't know about
Yeah.
you guys.
East Coast, West Coast.
Yeah,
we're
it's
we're
just-
neither.
We're
Yeah.
neither.
We're
Yeah.
right down the middle.
Yeah.
We bleed red
Yeah.
like most people.
Yeah.
So I just was like, you know what? I'm going to turn it on. We got Jack Flaherty from the Cardinals.
This is game 1.
Game 1. He's with the Dodgers. He's starting Game 1 for the Dodgers, and also Tommy Edman from the Cardinals. We just traded him this right before the deadline this summer to the Dodgers. So you got two guys that just played for the Cardinals not very long ago. Now all of a sudden in the World Series, Game 1 was a pitching battle. It was 6 innings of just Jack Flaherty throwing heat. He ends up giving up like a 2-run jack. Otherwise, played great. Probably the best pitching outing he's had in, dare I say, years. So it's 2-0. The Yankees end up coming out. So it's 2-0. I think the Dodgers. Let me go back here. I think tied up, maybe 2-2. Let's call it.
Is this
Or
like
is
an
it- no,
inning
no.
by inning recap?
No. I'm getting there.
I'm just
getting
kidding. I'm
Game
not-
1.
I'm sorry. It's like if I was,
Game
I'm
1.
rushing you.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
realizing.
I'm just getting to the 10th inning. It goes to the 10th inning. They tie it
Extra
up.
innings.
Yeah.
There we go.
They tie it up. Well, they're losing 2. They're losing 3-2 to the Yankees, and it is bases loaded, bottom of the 10th. It's at Dodger Stadium, so it's at home for them, and Freddie Freeman smokes a home run, a grand slam to freaking just a walk-off grand slam to win this thing, and it was
man.
like just the craziest ending to a Game 1 World Series that I think I've ever seen.
We know a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some I said that when I watched the game. I was like, the Cardinals have similar just World Series history of just
Moments.
like bang. Yeah, just moments that
Yeah.
just are ingrained in your memory. This is one that, for the record books, like this was so crazy. And I
Mhm.
could care less about either team other than the two ex-Cardinals on the other team. And again, I don't even care about them.
Yeah.
It was just such a crazy moment.
It's like baseball heaven here. You know, New York Yankees,
If you
Dodgers.
like
Here we go.
Baseball in any respect, Game 1 was in. You're not watching that game going, that wasn't insane. That they're like, you're saying that was history. That was just a game you're gonna remember, and that was crazy. And it's just two powerhouses, so they got big names all over. But the series is Dodgers lead 3-1, and Game 5 tonight.
We're on Game 5 already?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I'm so out of the loop. Jeez.
Shenanigans, was it last night or the night before?
Mookie, you talking about Mookie Betts? Dodgers
Yeah.
Mookie Betts in right field went to catch a foul ball, and two Yankee fans, he caught it going
over the fence.
over the stands.
The foul line.
The foul line, and two Yankee fans ripped the ball out of his glove, like grab his arm, grab his glove, and rip the ball out and like throw it or grab. It ends up popping out.
They're gonna have to end up putting like a barrier.
Yeah, those two guys are banned for Game 5 tonight. They're season ticket holders, so they're banned tonight. But
had a little too many Bud Selects or whatever.
They get a little too heated.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, the guy's out. I mean, they're gonna call him out.
Yeah,
it's fan interference. But I don't know. If I'm a diehard fan, I don't know if I'm getting that involved where I'm ripping. I might be like, oh my God, it's right there, but I don't think I'm interfering.
People get like outside of themselves. They get too caught up at the moment.
And those guys, I think, have said to the newspaper or whoever interviewed, and they're like, we'd do it again. I mean, like, that's just what you got to do in the World Series. And I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't affect.
I
think it's
I don't think it's what you're supposed to do.
No, I feel like that's
a different feel. Like I remember when the guy in Chicago, I don't remember his name.
Oh, Bartman.
Bartman, yeah, Steve Bartman.
Yeah,
and he interfered, and it cost the Cubs a game.
Yeah,
and they ostracized that. They chased him right out of town.
I think he moved.
Yeah,
he's probably been killed.
With
that,
the drought
something like
that they had for however many years.
Yeah,
people take that stuff seriously.
Yeah,
over 100 years or something. He that's an old joke. What did Jesus Christ say before he left? He said, "Don't do anything until I come back."
Yeah.
But
all right. Well, so what's the score again? For the series?
So the series is 3-1 Dodgers. So the Yankees have won that one game last night. They won, and it could be decided tonight in New York if the Dodgers pull out. Nobody's ever come back from a 3-0 deficit.
Yeah.
So last night they won the Game 4. Yankees won Game 4. So we'll see.
Well, I'm not an expert at all. I don't hardly watch it all, but I can refer to an expert. I mentioned More to Say with Randy Naughton earlier. Tony La Russa is like a.
Wish we had him back.
He's like a consultant for the White Sox now. Yeah, he was. Yeah, obviously with the Cardinals for years. Yeah. He said this game will come down to pitching. He said that both teams are stacked.
Yeah.
On the pitching, he did call which one he thought had the bigger advantage and made a slight call in the series. I actually don't remember, so you actually do need to go listen to that to find out. But he had a take.
Okay. Yeah. Listen, I think Jack Flaherty, Cardinals own Jack Flaherty. I think maybe starts tonight. We'll see. It was high probability he'd start tonight, but if he starts, he doesn't have a great history.
Sports and politics.
Oh yeah,
here we go.
We're covering all the bases.
We're just covering. I mean, we're a
baseball punt.
This is a real podcast. We live in the real world. Scotty and Andy and I did get to talk about the election a little bit last week. Our primary message is go vote. Vote early. Get to the polls whenever you're hearing this. Get your vote in. Do your research. Be prepared. Look at your ballot. Vote.org was a resource that Scott threw out, and St. Louis Public Radio has put out like a whole guide to ballot information. So that's where I was looking at. Those are our personal selections, and get out to the polls. Any final thoughts, guys, before we see Trump versus Kamala? What's going to happen? We don't know, but it's about to go down.
Yeah, it's either going to be close or it's not.
Yeah. Either way, probably a blockbuster because people are going to be tuned in.
And after that, we'll be moving on one way or another.
Yeah, it'll be nice to just calm down.
Yeah.
And just take a breather. It has
Kamala
been,
down.
It's Kamala down, and just go cast your vote, and we'll see you after the election, and we can all take a big breath.
Yeah.
The whole country.
Yeah.
All right, more news like that available at mostlysuperheroes.com. Get the monthly newsletter, 12 issues a year, little blurbs from your hosts, updates on what's going on in our lives, along with news, what you watchins, contests, everything that you need.
Hi, everyone. I'm interrupting this podcast to talk about another podcast. Hi, I'm Randy Naughton. You know that lady from TV for so many years? Well, I too have a podcast called More to Say with Randy Naughton. Interesting conversations with interesting people. And when I say interesting, I mean amazing people. What about the Mac Daddy of all sportscasters, Bob Costas? Phyllis from The Office. Phyllis Smith is her name. Alan Hunter, one of the original MTV VJs. We talk to people about medicine, about tech, about travel, you name it. Great conversations. Now, they're, again, not interviews, they're conversations. So you never know where they're going to take us. Make sure when you're done with this podcast, check mine out. It's called More to Say with Randy Naughton, available wherever you stream your podcast.
Hey squad, Logan here from Mostly Superheroes, wanting to talk to you today about some real-life heroes. Team Jakey, headquartered here in St. Louis, Missouri. They're turning the tragedy of losing their beloved Jake Zeller into life-changing action. Not just by making a difference, but by saving lives. Team Jakey supports both the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and Provident Behavioral Health here in St. Louis. Join us at their annual Gentleman Jake Memorial Cornhole Tournament. It's more than just a game. It's a community coming together to lift each other up with some of the world's best prizes. If you're feeling down or know someone who is, Team Jakey's here with a message of hope. Reach out by calling 988. You can also visit www.afsp.org or text TALK to 741-741. You're not alone, and there's always a way forward. Someone's waiting for your call or text message. Search for Team Jakey on Facebook and learn more at www.mostlysuperheroes.com/give. Every bit helps, and together, we can make a difference. Logan here from Mostly Superheroes. You'll often find me, Carrie, the Giggler, and Scotty Scoop at one of the most creative, coolest, nerdiest spots in town. We're of course talking about Steve's Hot Dogs in St. Louis. You already know them for their ever-creative hot dogs, brats, bowls, cocktails, crossovers, collaborations, their hashtag Feed the People program, live music, and events. You're also eating the official hot dog of St. Louis. Their all-beef hot dogs, cold smoked and grilled to perfection, are legendary in the Lou and beyond. Steve's Hot Dogs at a STL soccer match, a Blues game, Battlehawks game, or one of their many locations throughout St. Louis. You can also order online for delivery or pickup. Visit their website, www.steveshotdogsstl.com. That's www.steveshotdogsstl.com. We got pretty cool ads on this podcast, I'll give us that. However, you might be like me when it comes to certain content, and I just don't want the ads. As little as $1.99 a month, you can get ad-free content from Mostly Superheroes. That's right. Patreon, Apple Podcast, Podbean, all of these channels offer ad-free versions of our episodes coming out early, including the patron pre-show, the show before the show. Open up Patreon, Apple Podcast, or Podbean, or go to mostlysuperheroes.com/support to learn more. Thank you for supporting your favorite independent podcasts. Mostly Superheroes Indie Podcast has a slate of upcoming titles, interviews, and topics ready for our listeners and fans, and you could reach our audiences. Hear our voice, our crew, record an ad in your style, and make your brand heard on Mostly Superheroes. Find out more at mostlysuperheroes.com/sponsor.
What you watching?
Yeah, man, let's bounce around. MCU, Agatha All Along, 2-episode finale tonight.
Oh, boy.
We have not seen it. It's here. It's right in time for Halloween. This will be dropping probably on Halloween. So I can't wait to talk about the finale of this show. It's been so much fun. It is an unexpected delight. We didn't know what this would be like. We've all had fun. Agatha All Along. Same goes for on HBO Max, The Penguin. I think it's the finale this week on Sunday. I'm pretty sure. If not, there's 2 left, but it's coming to a close. The Penguin power grabs with the Falcons, mob crime in a Matt Reeves, the Batman, Pattinson storyline. This is the show after the movie, and it's been a blast. I cannot wait to see this finale. We'll be talking about it on this podcast. And then the one I really actually want to talk about before we move on to Scotty and Sam, we got some other titles for you. On Peacock, a TV show, right in time for your Halloween season, very spooky, Hysteria. On Peacock, this is an excellent TV show about a band, about satanic cults, about living in the 70s. It's starring Bruce Campbell, Julie Bowen, who you might recognize from Modern Family, Anna Camp.
Lost.
Oh, Jack's wife.
Absolutely.
Anna Camp, all over the place. We have Nikki Hahn in here, Shira Aurelia, and MJ Anthony. These are a few new faces that are an absolute delight. This is about, again, cults, metal music, murder, mystery. You figure it out. It's a great show. Anybody else seen it? Oh, I'll give it a 3.7. 3.8.
Wow. That's high. I'm going to have to check it out. Big fan of Bruce Campbell.
He's the sheriff.
What else is he in?
Burn Notice.
Haven't seen it.
He's in some
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead.
Okay.
All Evil Dead films.
Yep.
He's a Sam Raimi fan, friend.
Every Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, he's made it into the Tobey Spider-Man movies.
The Tobey Spider-Man movies.
And Doctor Strange.
Multiverse
of Madness, directed by Sam Raimi.
Pizza Papa.
Papa.
Everybody knows Pizza Papa.
Hey, you're a big phoney. You're
a taker.
You're a taker, aren't you? Where'd you get that Doctor Strange cape? From the Doctor Strange Museum? You're a taker, aren't you?
You're a taker.
Burn Notice, though, is probably my favorite.
Man, I love
Do I need to watch
Burn Notice.
Do I need to watch Burn Notice?
I'm about to go back to episode 1.
I mean,
let's go.
It's worth it.
You should. It's cheesy television, but like you'll love the characters.
Okay. It's spy, show of the week. You're doing a different spy thing.
Okay.
You know the thing about spies.
Yeah.
A
bunch of bitchy
little girls. That's Bruce Campbell. All right, Scotty, you're up. Tell us about a book by David Sodergren.
Yeah, Maggie's Grave. It's spooky season. I thought I'd throw a spooky little book in my rotation. Usually read a lot of fantasy, so I thought I'd switch it up, and that was a bad idea because this book is not very good.
I love that. Like I ask you for what you watching, and you're like, "Here's the one thing I'm bringing," and that it's not a great
Well, it's
review,
Halloween.
which is fair.
It's Halloween,
and it does have a grave with bones and everything.
Not everything has to be great.
I
would discount what you said if everything was great.
And it's the Halloween special. You knew instinctively.
Halloween special. I want to talk about a little something spooky.
Okay, give us what's the synopsis and your review?
So this is taking place in, I'm guessing it's Ireland. I think it was Ireland. This is a town where in like 200 some odd years ago, they killed this lady who they just called a witch. She wasn't a witch, and they buried her on the mountain, and she's kind of cursed the town. Like, as they killed her for being a witch, she kind of said, hey, if I really was a witch, I'd fucking kill you guys. And her spirit kind of comes back and haunts this town. And it's, man, as I was reading it, it wasn't very long, maybe 250 pages. It was a quick read, but it really felt like a FX original horror movie.
But not a good one?
But not a good one.
Well, there's some decent stuff on FX, but not all the time.
There was, like, if you're into the gore, there was some really gory stuff, but I was...
That descriptive and stuff?
Yeah, real descriptive, kids,
because,
teenagers, getting into it, and, some horror stuff happens, and then they're
No
running,
way.
And yeah, it really felt like a 70s kind of B horror movie.
When did it come out? How old is it?
Translated, I think 2019,
Okay.
2020.
I mean, your description of it was super boilerplate for like...
Oh, and that's what it
genre.
was.
It felt like mainstream, mainline.
It's
you just
exactly
named
what it was.
Every witch.
Not creative, not unique.
It really felt like someone just had like some notes, and they maybe fed that into AI.
Yeah.
And it kind of filled it out.
David Sodergren, he's just like, shit.
He's like, I know,
I was
gist of Salem witch trials.
Right.
Let me just... riff.
Yeah,
here.
even this like graphic, like it could be cool, but it seems like it was like the first round of like, hey, do you need a suggested graphic?
Yeah.
And then they didn't do anything to it.
And I kind of got caught up in the TikTok algorithm where it was recommending me some horror books. And they were like, oh, here's 10 books that if you're into some horror, you should check these out.
What's
And
the
I was
lesson
like,
then? Don't get your books from TikTok?
I was like, this one, you know, it's short, it's sweet. I could get it. It showed up on my porch before I left for my trip. And I was like, all right, I'll check this one out.
What do you rate it on the 4.0 scale?
This was a 2.
Yikes.
You know,
Okay.
I mean, 50%. Like I said, the gore stuff was cool, but I didn't get any kind of horror from this.
All right, and obviously Sam and I haven't read it. If you've read it, let us know. Maybe you disagree. Maybe you agree. Well, you know, decide for yourself, as we say. You know, maybe Scotty was having a bad day.
Yeah, I could have been.
You know, sometimes you have a bad day, and you take it out on the movie or the book.
I feel like I read this in about a day.
I trust your judgment. You read a lot of stuff. I like your scale too. 2.0, Maggie's Grave.
I feel like if it was good, you would have read it in a day.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm talking like 250 pages. The font was large, and I think it was double spaced.
Oh, jeez. They should. Yeah, the Maggie's Grave. You're definitely in the grave. Sam the Sleeper, you're up. M. Night Shyamalan, extra spooky. What's this guy's name?
Shamalama Ding Dong.
This guy, the actor?
This is Josh Hartnett.
Yeah, that's him.
Trap.
Oh, gosh.
On Max.
So it's a sequel to Black Hawk Down.
I've seen this and I was like, wait, what? This is what happened to the guy.
Yeah, once he comes back from Somalia.
Might add up, actually.
Yeah,
right.
you actually don't know.
Give us your take. I guess like for people that don't know.
Yeah, this is on HBO Max. It's called Trap. It's Josh Hartnett's first. Not first. I can't say first. He hasn't been in a mainstream movie in a bit. He's been some supporting roles. Some Seems
like we haven't seen him in a while.
We've seen him in something recent. I can't remember what. He was somebody's husband in something. I can't recall. It'll come to me. But so he plays Cooper. A dad, and his daughter is Riley, and it sets off, and none of this is going to be spoilers because this is all
synopsis driven.
This is all in the trailer, and they are attending Lady Raven's concert at somewhere much like Enterprise.
Yeah, like a big dome situation, like a big crowd,
a big arena, big
arena.
Lady Gaga, like Taylor Swift,
totally.
kind of giant.
She is the Lady Raven is the Taylor Swift. Of the generation or this
Ariana Grande, I was getting vibes.
Ariana Grande, that's even better. Of this universe, and so he's going with his daughter to this concert. They got floor seats, and he notices in the concourse and outside a high police presence, and he's like, "What? What's going on? What's going on? What's with the presence? And he makes friends with this concession guy, and he says, "Oh yeah," he goes, "I'm not supposed to say." He goes,
"But there's something. Careful."
I'm gonna say
this is all in the trailer,
right?
And if you don't like
something's going down, basically, he basically says like something's going down.
Yeah.
And they're kind of looking for something or somebody. They're looking for somebody.
They're looking for somebody in the crowd.
Exactly.
They're looking for somebody in the crowd.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, really?"
And he's starting to spot the exits, and he's like,
So you can see Josh.
This is the trailer too.
You can see.
I can vouch for that.
You can see Cooper, Josh Hartnett's character, start searching. Looking at the exits, and so you start in the trailer. You're like, okay, what's going on here? And can I say? I mean,
all right. So Scott hasn't seen it. So we're gonna keep it spoiler free and say, all right. Yeah. So now that's it. Trap. And now let's give a spoiler free rating out of the 4.0 scale.
I will say the trailer show. If you don't want to know more, I'm usually really good at.
You should just go see it. Don't even watch the trailer. This movie's great too.
I liked it. I should go see it because I didn't hear great things about this.
I liked it.
It's a little corny.
It's fine.
Shyamalan has been.
I want to hear what you
on the downturn.
Now just give your reaction. You can give your reaction.
Yeah. No, I will say don't if.
Because I don't want to spoil.
Where I watch me and Missy will watch a trailer and we'll go turn it off. Like we're either don't
exactly. Sometimes it just shows you the movie.
This trailer does show me more than I would, even if it's 10 minutes into the movie and they're going to tell you something. I'd rather be surprised 10 minutes in than
Right.
see it in the trailer. They
Sure.
do show you instantly in the trailer.
Yeah, I think you can just give a
What's
reaction.
going-
It's good
Uh,
without any other details because that's a good setup. That's exactly
Yeah.
what you need to know going
That's
in.
what you need to know, and I wish I knew that going in. That's all I wish I knew.
Oh,
But,
that's fair. And dude, I'll tell you, having stuff in trailers has ruined movies for me.
Yeah.
I believe that. So
I don't.
that can be part of your.
I feel like they could have left that out of the trailer. So
Yeah, fair.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a little hokey. I think Josh Hartnett's acting was a little forced, a little like I don't know. But he also is playing a role which is overly happy, he's playing a role that all dads have probably played before or will play if they have a daughter.
He's with his dad
Yeah.
with his
Happy to
teenage
be
daughter
here.
at the thing,
at a
Okay,
concert, so
yeah.
he's already
sitting like
being
10 rows
hokey.
off. So yeah, again.
So
yeah.
like, but I
easy on the story.
yeah.
You know.
So I'm just interpreting like, oh my god, he's just being hokey, but it's him trying to impress his daughter. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, oh my god.
So it's like kind of that vibe. You're like, what? Who is this guy? Who's this family? Who is the cop presence? Like you're like kind of who's who.
But I'd give it. It wasn't. I for free watching it on HBO Max. Heck yeah, it's worth a
Yeah,
watch.
nice.
I'd give it like a 2.85
On a 4.0.
on a 4.0.
Nice, dude. Fair share, fair rating. Marketing maybe would have helped you if you would have known a little less.
I feel like I just should have cut the trailer off like
and then
20 seconds
the
earlier.
girl, the Ariana Grande singer, is played by M. Night Shyamalan's daughter.
Oh yeah, and then of course you know what M. Night Shyamalan does in all his.
It's M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, there's a twisty turn
Shyamalama Ding
somewhere.
Dong.
And he's got his tricks and stuff.
And you saw it too?
yeah.
Rating?
Oh, I give it a 3.0
3
on a
4.0.
4.0.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, like I always
Trap
do when I come in here.
max.
I came in lower, and then I come in here and I talk about it and I reflect, and I'm like,
Oh, that happens all the time. Like that, we were talking about Madam Web, and like that movie's a mess. But like the more I talked about it, I was like, I'm smiling a lot.
But you're
I feel
laughing.
good.
You're laughing
At it,
and
I
not
don't,
with it.
I don't know. Yeah,
you
you're
gave
right.
Madam Web a 4.0.
No, we'd have to go back. I have to go back.
Yeah,
I don't even remember.
I know,
I think it was like 2.5 or something.
I was in the low twos.
It was 2s because it's a bad movie.
Oh, I've never.
It has
I haven't
it's
seen
a mess.
I haven't seen it.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
Did we ever talk? Did we talk about Venom 3? Did you ever give that a rating?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did my own solo episode on that.
That's right.
Because I did the early screening.
I didn't listen to
that's
it
the one that
because
just
I
came
hadn't
out.
seen it yet.
Yep, Venom just came out. Venom 3. Andy saw it. You're gonna get his review in the newsletter that drops tomorrow.
Did the worst out of all three as far as box
Office is
Yeah.
rough, but it's definitely like probably the best out of the 3.
Oh no,
Definitely better than number 2.
no way.
Yeah, number 2 was real bad.
Yeah, definitely better than number 2.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
In 1, maybe just a hair better because they just cut out some nonsense. I feel like and got to the fun.
Okay.
So I was there for it. I gave it
2
decent-
was Woody Harrelson.
Harrison. Yeah.
yeah, which like should have been
Carnage, let there
fantastic.
be carnage.
Have you seen it
love
yet?
him.
Have you seen
I have
it?
not seen
I
it.
knew. Yeah, you haven't seen it.
I was gonna try and see it last Friday when it came out,
Yeah.
but I would have had to go by myself or with Lila. And apparently, Shanna really likes these movies.
Yeah, sure. I get
So
it.
she was like, "Don't go without me," and I was like, "Okay, well, we're kind of
Shit.
busy the rest of the weekend, so
Yeah.
we're gonna have to see it some other time."
I was going to suggest tonight, right after this.
I
Yeah,
mean,
straight there.
Andy saw it today. I know. Go see it.
What did you give it?
Like, I mean, it was somewhere in the 3s, like a
Okay.
3.3 or something. Like,
Okay.
like thinking about it right now, I always say like real time ratings are a real thing. Like
Yeah.
you might not rate it what you rated it
Sure.
yesterday. Thinking about that movie, like
I mean,
I'm
it's
on the up and
soaked
up
for a
right
week
now. I'm
for
like,
you, yeah.
yeah, it's like a 3.3, 3.4. Like even the parts I was hard on, I'm like, I said hard on. I was like
4.0, baby.
4.0. It was really good, really fun. Just a fun flick. Yeah, man, Venom
Okay.
3.
All right.
All right, and then I was just going to shout out, go see Werewolf by Night, because we got the update that something else might come years from now, a sequel to this Marvel special presentation, and this is a great Halloween thing. If if today's Halloween, you're like, man, I want to watch something Marvel Halloween. Werewolf by Night is the 45-minute thing you should watch.
Yeah, I mean they've got the original black and white. I think they've colorized it now.
Yeah, original black and white, and then in living color. I'm going to watch the living color when I go back.
Yeah.
I think.
What'd you
I
guys-
think.
What'd you guys think of that?
I
can't
loved
remember.
it.
I think I was on when we talked about
This
it.
is one of my favorite Marvel properties.
This is one when I watched it. I think I was in the studio when you talked about it, and I was like, it was okay. Like looking back on it, this was actually pretty fun and good.
Very fun. And I like the little snippet stories, but like high production, high quality. It was a new cast.
Yeah, and I think it's
The score, of course,
This was the image we used for the episode title today. It was like this is
directed
it.
by famous Michael Giacchino
Nice.
from
Yeah.
Lost.
Yes.
You
Nice.
know, did the Lost score.
Hell yeah.
You know, it's
They
great.
try and they
Good
do some
call
like
out.
they do
Good
some
call out.
homages to some original horror. So I think like that context
Yeah.
helps because
Yeah.
there is some like old school stuff where you'll be like, are they trying to be like ironic? No, no, there's like
the
some
classic Universal
classic-
monster stuff.
Yeah, just looking back on it, I'm like, that was pretty good.
And there's gonna
it's
be a
good-
sequel.
It's a good callback to rewatch this too.
Yes, and they started some good threads with like characters where
Yeah.
you're like, I want to know more about that.
Well, I
Yeah.
looked into character. I was like, I don't know much about this character.
Yeah.
Started digging in. I'm like, this is kind of cool.
Like, who is Man Thing?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Well, before we wrap up, I mean, that's really what you watch him, which was the meat today, the chunk, the sizzle. So anything else that you guys had that you wanted to talk about today that is coming up for you before we head into the end?
I will say that I am reading a lot of Brandon Sanderson. Does anybody know Brandon Sanderson?
No.
Fantasy author. He's got a new book coming out in December that is book 5 of the Stormlight Archive.
Okay.
He does this universe. It's called the Cosmere. I think we're into like 20 some odd books. Book 5 of the Stormlight Archive. Just to give you an idea, if you were to listen to these books on Audible, they're about 50 hours
Oh, wow.
each. So you're talking like 12 to 1,400 pages. I have heard that the next book is 62 hours.
Wow.
And I'm trying to fit in. I've read the first 4 books, and I'm trying to fit in the rest of the other 15 or so books before this one comes out in December. We'll see if I get there.
Okay. Say the title again.
The Stormlight Archive.
You'll keep us posted on
I'll keep you posted.
on the franchise.
Man,
the franchise of books.
It's some good stuff if you're into high fantasy.
Anything else, Sam, you want to throw out there?
No, I mean,
Like pop culture wise or anything? All right. Hold on. I'll come back to you on some other stuff then. And then the last thing for me was Only Murders in the Building on Hulu. Season 4 just wrapped
Season
up.
4? Oh,
And
yeah.
It's great. It's excellent. So if you're not watching that show, Steve Martin, Martin Short,
Martin Short.
Selena Gomez.
yeah.
This is a show. All right. I give that easily a 3.8 out of 4.0.
wow.
It's a
I need to
great
watch
show.
that.
It's easy to watch. 10 episodes each season. All right. So then moving to the end, today's sponsors, one of them in the Stigma, Team Jakey. Sam, anything going on Team Jakey wise you want to talk about? We're always spreading the message in the Stigma. We can talk about anything, is kind of like the in the Stigma. We were talking about dinner last night,
Yeah.
like
Oh, God.
politics, your mental health, you have like a drinking problem.
At the end of the day,
You can talk about it.
and the stigma is overarching. I mean, it really is. I mean, we had dinner. Me and Logan and my dad had dinner last night. Phenomenal.
Really
good. Just good discussion, man.
Yeah.
Just good discussion.
Just powwowing on how to work and make it all happen.
Yeah, what do we want to do? What's the future look like? That's where Team Jakey's at right now. If you're you're listening, you may know that my uncle just passed away, who was my Uncle Mike, massive contributor, creative thinker, leader of Team Jakey. He passed away literally 3-4 weeks before the tournament we just had in September. And it's now that the tournament's passed, we raised $55,000. I think net 42-ish.
Woo! Oh my God, give it up. This is your biggest year?
Biggest year.
Year 11?
Year 11. We
And you guys gracefully came in a week before and a week after Mike with his son Max, your dad Steve, promoted the event. Here we are on the other side of the coin, and you guys, with everything that happened, we were attendees, Scotty and I, without a hitch, as they say. You guys did a great job. You should feel good. Your family should feel good. You filled shoes. And then nice to hear on the raising fund side and the body side that it was just a big year.
just a banger of a year. I mean, it you couldn't ask for like better weather, and then just the crowd. The crowd was great, and the money raised was great. It's just, it was just a great day and a good day to reflect and do it for Mike and Jake, and just a banger of a day.
Well,
I mean,
and
we couldn't do it without the supporters, the people that came out.
Yeah, people that showed up, your sponsors. You had crazy amount of sponsors, people buying raffle tickets, doing the silent auction. And then I just want you guys to be double proud of yourselves. Like, just living your message, like in a time of crisis, and then for it to be like that. And your speech, Max's speech, that's a tough situation to be in. Less than 20 days after that, and you guys just handled it like professionals. But I don't even want to say professionals. I just want to say like people that are stepping up and doing something that is hard. And there's no like, you can't like fake feeling what you feel about what happens.
No,
but to speak to a crowd of people and to put on that event, it inspires all of us to push through and to like get through stuff. Like, you might be thinking you're having a rough day, but you can push through. So it's a good message.
Yeah, and it was just an awesome day, and now we're just kind of trying to focus on like what's next. What does it look like from here on out? And how do we get bigger, better? And it's outside of a cornhole tournament. It's more than that. It's more than a cornhole tournament. So what's the next move?
We've talked about speaking events with you. We've talked about taps at like local breweries and liquor places for getting together, and it's not we talk about getting taps and getting drinks, and we say it too, like get the non-alcoholic. We have the non-alcoholic beers in our fridge here in the studio.
Absolutely.
Like, it's about having something where you can come and hang out and congregate, just trying to get people together to share
conversation. Doesn't matter what's on your what's going to your lips. It just get together and talk.
Yeah,
just talk and make my big slogan lately has been get comfortable with the uncomfortable. And then eventually it's a little less uncomfortable.
Yeah, and my takeaway from working with you guys for years now is like give space, allow space.
Yeah.
To like be candid when you're talking to your fellow human, and trying to doesn't have to be every single thing of every single day, but if you give someone the space to share about their day or to share about what they're going on, and if you feel like they're hesitating to share a little more with you, you can say like, it's okay for you to tell me that.
Yeah.
Just give people the room.
Give the opportunity to say, hey, I know this isn't the normal setting we talk about it, but shoot.
Yeah.
Give me, what are you thinking?
So I guess the message is, you guys stay up to date with you all, Team Jakey, on Facebook. Like, that's the place to find them. You can find it linked up at mostlysuperheroes.com/give. And you guys are on Facebook. Just search Team Jakey. And then in terms of resources, like if you're in crisis, you guys are contributing to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, Missouri, primarily, and then working with National too a little bit. Like they're all one big group. AFSP.org is a resource for you to not only get in touch, but to read about mental health if you or someone you know is in crisis. 988 is a number you can call.
Yeah, and then Provident Behavioral Health, they're St. Louis local. That's a great local resource, and reach out to them. And then we do have, I think, one event coming up that Old Bakery Brewery in Alton, Illinois is going to be doing a drink for a cause for us. Forgot the day.
Hell yeah, this is friends of the show right here. Lauren Patton came on the show.
Heck yeah, I think it's in November.
You guys are going to be at Old Bakery Beer Company in Alton, Illinois.
And I can drop you that link. I'll let you know. It's on our Facebook Team Jakey page, so you'll find it there. But yeah, we have a drink for a cause coming up there.
More to come.
Absolutely.
All right, Scotty Scoop, what do you got, man? Final send-off for our nerdy fans this week.
Not a whole lot, I don't think. What do we got coming up? Kraven the Hunter?
Yeah, Kraven the Hunter, another Sony flick. Is that before the end of the year?
That's November, yeah.
Oh my gosh, we haven't even talked about it. Yeah, Kraven the Hunter.
It's going to be something.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Taylor Johnson
Quicksilver from the MCU. Kick-Ass.
Yeah, that's him. I don't know what else is going on.
And it's Wednesday. Did you get any pools today?
Comic
books?
I did, actually.
What'd you get?
I actually picked up the the latest issue of Spider-Man, number 60. I haven't been reading Spider-Man. This is closing out a run, and I thought I would pick that up because the new run looks like it's going to be interesting, and I think it was called The 8 Deaths of Spider-Man, and if you're following anything going on in the Marvel Universe right now, after there was just a big event with Marvel and vampires, Doctor Strange gave his Sorcerer Supreme power to Doctor Doom.
Yes.
and Doctor Doom is taking a small sliver of that power and giving it to Spider-Man.
Holy cow!
So this is
This is it.
This next run should be interesting.
This is like the regular Marvel.
Yeah,
run.
this is the regular Marvel, 616.
616.
Yep.
Man, now might just have to get in on that. That's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
All right, comic book side on my side has been the Marvel Ultimate storyline going on with the Spider-Man.
You're all caught up.
I'm all caught up, completely caught up.
I think I got Ultimate X-Men number 7 or 8.
I'm ready. Scotty is our library.
Yeah.
He has been we have a note.
Yeah,
Look,
if you see anything over there you'd like to read,
he literally comes and fills us up. Me and Andy take
feel
them
free to take
and pass
it with
them. And you grab whatever you want off the shelf. But
Yeah.
like Scotty's library is insane.
Yeah.
Like he's got the new stuff.
I've got like 5,000 individual issues. I've got like almost 500 graphic novels.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the literature king, man.
If there's anything you ever seem interested in, just shoot me a
Let's
message.
get him
and
over. We need
I'll
to get him
you-
over to your
I'll get you
basement.
something.
Dude, yeah.
To your basement.
We need to do a show at the Scotty's basement.
Done.
Yeah.
Done. Yeah, and we want to do more comic book features. Just pulling up, like maybe on Wednesdays is the day. Like whatever you're
for sure.
reading, like just kind of like go
You
through
know?
the list. It's like comic books only.
Yeah, we got the new Absolute Batman.
Oh man, these absolute
Superman,
absolute
Wonder
DCs.
Woman.
I wouldn't mind. I used to read comics when I was little, and it would be great to I remember doing it. It'd be so nostalgic to get back in.
I'm like a new comic
Yeah.
reader, and it's like the best. I remember like, man, I read 50 issues. Like,
Yeah,
you just go through them.
and a lot of people don't realize comic books nowadays. It's more than just superheroes in tights. I've got some stuff over there that is it's very outside the norm. It's very adult oriented, just a different kind of story. It's a very good stuff.
Yeah, not the comic book.
It's not
books of-
underwear outside the tights.
Yeah.
Kind of strong guys. It's real human stories.
More to
in.
come
I'm in.
on Scotty's Comics because like
Yeah.
this is something we're trying to get into the show regularly. Sam, thanks for coming in.
Absolutely.
Always good to have you.
Always a pleasure, man.
So you're gonna see a lot more Sam on the show. Scotty again will be back, and the Giggler will be here. I'm your host Logan. Mostly Superheroes, the podcast, man. A lot coming out. We're doing weekly episodes now, trying to get a little more content out for you. Look out for bonus episodes focusing on one title. You want to learn about Agatha all along. You want to learn about the Penguin. We'll break those up for you in our podcast app. Tell your smart speaker to play Mostly Superheroes, the podcast. I've been doing that a little bit at home. It works just fine. And we'll see you next time on the show. Thanks again to our sponsors, Team Jakey and the Stigma, and More to Say with Randy Naughton, the podcast. We'll see you next time on the show. Take it easy. Mostly Superheroes is proud to be funded in part by our sponsors. Mostly Superheroes is funded in part by paying patrons who receive early, ad-free, and exclusive episodes. Subscribe at mostlysuperheroes.com/support. Thank you for supporting your favorite independent podcast. Mostly Superheroes is an independent podcast owned and operated by Carrogan Ventures in St. Louis, Missouri. Hosted by Logan Janis, Andy Hunn, and Scott Swearingen. Brand and creative by Carrie Clark Design. Music by Audionautics. Learn more at audionautics.com. Find more at mostlysuperheroes.com.